Breaking, more Americans than ever are using buy now, pay later just to be able to afford groceries. And even worse, more and more of them are starting to pay their buy now, pay later bills late. Now we are seeing Americans fall behind on all sorts of critical payments, from car loans now to buy now, pay later. This is yet another sign that the American consumer is cracking under the weight of crushing inflation. Keep in mind that many Americans have already maxed out their credit cards trying to pay for groceries and other essentials. So now they have no choice but to turn to buy now, pay later. Do you see that it's not a coincidence that buy now, pay later is starting to be reported to credit agencies? These companies aren't stupid. They realize that many Americans are in a dire situation. More of them are going to be turning to these services, and more of them are going to be defaulting on these services. So they're already preempting it by starting to report this to rating agencies so it can affect people's credit scores. It's an absolute shame that in the greatest country in the world, people are having to go into debt just to be able to afford groceries.
Welcome back to our channel AI Crystal. Let's critically talk about a troubling and growing trend in 2025: Americans taking out loans just to buy groceries. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we truly appreciate our returning subscribers. What's happening in 2025? With inflation still pressuring everyday life, millions of Americans are now relying on credit cards, buy now pay later apps, or even personal loans just to afford food. Groceries, a basic necessity, have become financially out of reach for many working families, not just the unemployed or low-income earners.
We are so cooked to the point where it's now medium well, and you want to know why? It's because DoorDash just partnered with Klarna. Yes, that same Klarna that offers you to buy now and pay later. So now you're going to be able to do that with food deliveries. So imagine just ordering like a $15 McDonald's meal and then opting to buy now and pay later. So you pay like $3 a month or whatever for the next 4 months for that McDonald's meal. That's how insanely low we have stooped. But there's a silver lining. At least it's no interest on these orders as long as you pay on time. So there is a bit of a silver lining, and there could be some merit to actually going down the Klarna route, even if you have the money to afford these DoorDash deliveries. But what a wild timeline we've gotten on.
I just took out a loan for basic needs and food. Like, needs/food. I have never in my life had to take out a loan for the things that my home needs. I had to make the decision of gas or food, or somehow budget it and split that and get a little bit of gas and get a little bit of food until I get paid again. I said, there's no way. I cannot do this. I need to have a little bit more for gas, and I need to have enough food. So Affirm has, its thing with Sam's Club. I was like, fuck it. Let's just take out a loan for our basic needs. I feel like this is not okay. This is not okay.
Anybody else have all these grocery hauls come up on their TikTok and you just sit and you wonder, where are they getting the loan for these groceries? I can't even go to the grocery store without spending $100 and getting only a few items. And y'all are getting carts full.
So the video I wanted to make yesterday that I got distracted by with my sunroof was about the fact that reports are coming out about people using like buy now, pay later for their groceries, and they're taking out loans to pay for like their home goods, like their groceries, their essentials. And I said, dang. The reason why I said dang, I said, well, it's not nothing new because there are people who do it, but I guess it's revved up. Like, I've seen people kind of make little jokes online like that they DoorDashed with Afterpay, and I was like, well, you get four interest free payments. Like, why not? Who cares? You're still paying for it. Now, obviously, most people would pay for those things outright. And sometimes they don't even let you do for those type of payments unless it's like over $30 or something like that. And for people to be buying now and paying later, making payments for their groceries is alarming. And I see why it's hitting the news, because I was like, at first I was like, that's not nothing new. People have done that, but it was probably a select few people. Now I guess they're seeing the numbers grow. And I said, that's so sad.
Why are people borrowing for food? 1. Persistent inflation. Even though inflation has cooled compared to 2022 to 2023 levels, food prices remain high. Products like meat, eggs, bread, and vegetables have all seen double-digit increases since 2020. 2. Wage stagnation. Wages haven't kept pace with rising costs. Many workers are earning more on paper, but their purchasing power has dropped. 3. High rent plus utilities. With a large chunk of income going to rent, energy, and transportation, there's little left for food, forcing people to borrow. 4. Rise of buy now pay later. Platforms like Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay are being used to break grocery bills into installments. What was once for electronics or fashion is now being used for milk and cereal. 5. Credit cards as lifelines. Americans are putting groceries on high-interest credit cards, racking up debt just to feed their families. Economic consequences. Household debt is soaring. Total credit card debt has passed $1.2 trillion. Food-related borrowing is a key driver. Delinquency rates rising. As grocery debt piles up, more people are missing payments, damaging their credit. Food deserts and insecurity. Rural and inner-city areas are being hit hardest, where stores are limited and prices are highest. Psychological toll. People feel ashamed for having to borrow for basics. Anxiety and stress are increasing, especially among parents. Many feel trapped in a cycle of debt, with no way out. Is there a way forward? Universal grocery subsidies or food vouchers have been proposed. Some states are testing emergency food relief tied to income. There are calls for more wage reform, price regulation, and a cap on BNPL food purchases to protect consumers. Final thoughts. When people have to take out loans to eat, the system is broken. America, the land of abundance, now has working-class citizens going into debt for dinner. This is more than economic, it's a human crisis. Let's keep talking, stay informed, and push for change. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is borrowing for groceries becoming normal around you? What solutions do you think can help? Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives here on AI Crystal. We'll keep bringing you the real stories behind the headlines. Until next time, stay informed, stay critical.